Welcome to the Pulse Check podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Sammy. Grab your beverage of choice and let's get right into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the Pulse Check podcast. Today Sarah and I are going to be talking about something that we hold very near and dear to our hearts. ADHD. Yes. Definitely something. So I got diagnosed with ADHD by my nurse practitioner. That it was actually really funny. So my nurse practitioner that I used to be like a medical assistant for, shout out to her. I literally missed that job so much. That was so fun. But anyways, the nurse practitioner I used to be a medical assistant for, she's the one that diagnosed me. And it was really funny because I was like kind of ruminating, like thinking about it. I was like, well, I wonder like if I have ADHD and if there's like a way that I can like get help with it, because at that time I was also studying for the NCLEX. I was going through nursing school, and I just could not sit down and focus on studying at all. So I was like, if there's any way that if I do have it, like it'd be really nice to get answers. So for me, what I decided to do was ask her, and it was during like a day that we were both working together, and I like walked into her office and I was like, so what are your thoughts on like how does like someone get tested for ADHD? And she like was on her computer and she turned around and she looked at me and she's like, you have it. You literally you have it. She's like, I've been waiting for this moment. I know you have it. And I was like, really? Like for sure? And she's like, well, if you want to like do the test and like do the assessment, like we can do that for you just so you feel more confident about it. And I was like, yeah, like let's do that. I think that would be a good idea. And I like I marked like every box.
Really?
Like, yeah. But anyways, that was a year ago. That was last summer, and it was like right before I was getting married too. So I ended up starting on Adderall from that. I went from the 10 immediate release to 30 extended release, which especially with nurses I know is usually a lot better. Mm-hmm. But I ended up going up to 30, and I haven't told my nurse practitioner this, so I don't know when she's listening to this episode. But I stopped taking my Adderall like 3 weeks. Guys, I for sure have ADHD.
Maybe there's something.
Yeah. Well, like I stopped it and I was like, well, I just wonder if like this is something I think. Mm-hmm. Because I think for me, especially being on this podcast, I just wanted to like being transparent with you guys. Like we're always telling you guys like eat whole foods, like don't rely on other things. Mm-hmm. And I just started feeling like I have been open about taking Adderall before. So it's not like I was lying to you guys or anything, but I just wanted to be more transparent and like use the tools that we were telling you guys to use for myself. Yeah. To see if I could just go off Adderall and just do life on it. I will say it's been hard. I do want to say it's been hard. It's guys, if you are a fly on the wall at night while I'm going into my patient's room, I'm like doing an assessment on them and I'll be like doing their like hand grips and like making sure they're not weakness, like there's no weakness or anything like that. And I'll like look at them, I'm like, oh my gosh, I love your nails. And then we'll go into their nail girl and how often they get their nails done, and then their hair, and then going on and on and on. And then I'll be like, oh wait, right, you literally had a stroke like 30 minutes ago.
Oh my god.
And then I'll be like, hey, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab something. Walk out the room. Totally forgot what I left the room for. I'll go back in and be like, why? What did you need? And they'll tell me, I'm like, right. Then I'll leave and I totally forget again. And then I just end up grabbing the whole thing down.
One of them is there.
Yeah. So far, like I'll keep you guys updated with it. But so far I haven't taken any Adderall for like 3 weeks. Like I said, I've noticed a difference for sure. I'm trying to like just stay off of it and use the tools in my toolbox that have helped me with that, which we will definitely talk about with that later on in this episode. But Sarah, talk about what have you noticed?
So I recently just wanted to see like a mental health nurse practitioner, just in general. Like I didn't go in with like thinking I had something. I just wanted to get my mental health checked out, especially with night shift. I feel like it has brought out a lot of things that I feel like maybe I was like struggling with a little bit, and it just like enhanced those struggles. I think sleep also had like sleep deprivation really had a lot to do with it. But anyways, this was probably like a month and a half ago. I went to see actually the NP that Sammy recommended, but I went and saw her. And beforehand, I did all the screening tests, like I did the ADHD screening, the depression, anxiety, all the things. And I go into the appointment and we were, talking, and she told me that based on my ADHD screening that I definitely had ADHD. And I really didn't know what to think about that. Because yeah, I literally didn't know what to think.
Yeah.
But like
Did you feel shocked, or were you like,
not
no, like
shocked.
this kind of makes sense?
It kind of just confirmed. So actually it was a good thing. Like someone, when you can't like find the words for something and then someone tells you that word, there's just it's like a out of body experience, and it just like sits with you and you're like, oh, that's it. That's the word that I've been looking for years. And I definitely knew like anxiety. I probably had anxiety. Like my entire family, I think we all have a little bit of anxiety in some form. But it was really helpful because she walked through the different with ADHD in men versus women, and everything she said about women, I would like in my head, I was mentally checking the boxes.
What did she say?
So in women, she said ADHD manifests a lot as anxiety, and also like boys, like think of, a lot of people think of ADHD as a little 5-year-old kindergartner who's bouncing off the wall.
Yeah.
That's what like lives in everyone's head is that is what ADHD is. But with girls internalize their ADHD, so their brain just never shut off. But they could be just sitting there quietly while their mind is going at 1,000,000 miles an hour. And so she said a lot of like the signs in girls and women is girls will overperform in school, like all throughout, elementary, middle, high school. They will get really good grades. They have like perfectionism mindset. They overthink everything, and a lot of that I was like, God, it was totally me.
Yeah.
Like to a T. And then she also said like post high school girls with ADHD will actually really struggle in college because they procrastinate. And in high school or school, like, you have your parent and your teachers and your friends kind of like influencing you and pressuring you to get good grades. Like you feel like you have to not like please them. Well, actually, people pleasing is also a huge sign. So yes, and then also like you have all this pressure to like get your everything turned in time and like deadlines. And also girls with ADHD really struggle with procrastination, and I also do that. Like I procrastinate so bad. It's one thing that I've always wanted to work on my whole life. But in college, like you'll see a big shift from like overperforming in high school, and in college you just struggle to turn things in because there's no one telling you what to do. Like you're on your own, and you'll write a 40-page essay the night before. And when she said that, I was like, oh my gosh, I've definitely actually done that. Because ADHD minds work really well with deadlines. Like you have to have like, okay, this is due. I've known about this for 3 months, and now I have 2 days. And I'm gonna.
Yeah.
So she just said a lot of things that really resonated with me, and I actually think I've been able to like control my ADHD through my diet, through exercise, through like working on my mind, health, mental health, like all that stuff. But I think I just wanted to get extra help. I think night shift made it harder to control my ADHD. So anyways, she prescribed me Adderall, and I like kind of didn't want to accept it.
Yeah.
At first I was like, I do not want to be on a medication. And I think my patient really helped me see that. Sometimes medication is okay, but I just was really apprehensive about being on Adderall. So I've been on it for about a month, and my type A brain is really trying to like figure out if it's right for me.
Yeah.
Like I do see a lot of benefit, but it's just, this is the start of my journey. So I am now on Adderall.
Yay! Which is great. I mean, like again, like that can just like another tool in the toolbox for you right now for if it just like help you with things. But that's so interesting that you said that, actually, because for me, like school is the exact opposite. Like it was, Sarah, I do not do school well. Like I'm not the best, especially if it's something I don't care about. Like that's so important for me. If it's like, oh, like math, are you kidding me? I'm not gonna waste any mental energy on reading math or history. No offense to everything that happened back in the days, because it's where I'm at now. But I just did not care. And if I had to like do it, like get a grade so that I can like whatever. I did not get like the best grades in school. I like did it to pass everything, but I was fine. But it wasn't something that I always like pushed for. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like with the people pleasing, I guess I had like a little bit of that, but it wasn't like, oh, like I want to do this and my parents are so proud of me. Like I never probably put that on just because I was just like, if I don't care, I'm not going to put any, like sports, cared about. I was going to put all my energy in that. Hang out with friends, cared about. I was going to put all my energy into that. Like things that I actually cared about, it's the only way that I was going to put energy doing things. But that's like how it was for me. And I think a lot of it too was like, I do get a little bit of the hyperactivity part too, because I'm a very outgoing, like social person.
Yeah.
I love talking to people. I think that's probably why we even like started the podcast in the first place. Is I love talking to people. I'm a very curious person. I love asking questions, and I just like constantly have like different thoughts going through my brain. Where I mean, it's so funny. We literally just talked about this. Our husbands and I just turn off their brains and not think about anything. Like just driving with Keaton, and I'll look over and I'll be like, "What are you thinking about?" He's like, "Literally nothing." I'm like, "Wow."
Well,
What a dream.
I can't even believe that. Like, I think I'm starting to believe that.
Yeah.
But at first, I would be like, no, you're not.
No,
There's no
seriously.
way. You're like, tell me what
like
you're thinking
you're lying.
about. Yeah.
You're lying.
But I actually believe them.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
I think because I've been able to like accept the fact that I have ADHD now.
Right.
Yeah. Like I believe that people actually
They can't
aren't
like
thinking
can just think about one thing
Yeah.
at a time. Which I mean, when I was taking Adderall, yeah, one thing at a time. Gorgeous, stunning, loved it. But now, like the procrastination part,
Yeah.
totally am noticing, and like just waiting to the very last minute, especially if I don't care about it. Like I love cleaning my house, but now that I don't have Adderall with me, I like look at it and I'm like, you know what? I have another day off this week. I will get it done. So I don't know, like it's definitely for sure different. But I think what's really important for people to know about ADHD is like, I guess like ADHD, people with ADHD and the people that don't have ADHD, like there's just differences in activity and connectivity, I guess, within that. Just to get down to the scientific level of it, of the prefrontal cortex. So the brain region is responsible for functions that go with like your self-control, your emotional regulation, your working memory, your decision making, time management, prioritization, starting tasks, like planning ahead, all those beautiful things. But a lot of the time, like it can kind of work with ADHD in the way of like you're not able to like regulate that as easily. So like a lot of people think like with ADHD it's kind of like an intention problem. You know what I'm saying? But it's not just an intention problem. It's like I said, it's an intention problem of being like, I'm not going to pay attention to things that I don't care about. So it's like a attention regulation problem. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I personally struggle with like focusing on something that's not, and I'm going to procrastinate to get the things done so then I can like have an entire time on vacation where I don't need to worry about that. The very last moment. Like all my schoolwork that I'm taking right now, getting my BSN, probably won't get done until next week.
And that's right before her Italy trip.
Yeah, right before my Italy trip. So just stuff like that. But I know, sorry, you know a lot about like how like dopamine and like ADHD correlate.
Yeah.
Like, you want to speak on that?
So yeah, I've thought a lot about dopamine within the past like 6 months, done like my own little research, and I'm still like working on understanding all about dopamine, but basically dopamine is like, it's involved in like your reward center in your brain, and it helps like with motivation, and it's just like, I don't know, dopamine helps your brain decide what you want to pay attention to. And people with ADHD, like, it's not that they don't have enough or they have low dopamine. It's just how dopamine is released and transported and spikes and crashes. Like, that is the issue. It's not that they don't have enough dopamine per se, but like, I don't know. I don't know. Dopamine, you just need, I feel like I always need to be, like, I'm always stimulated. My brain, I'm always looking for new dopamine. And so now that I'm on Adderall, I don't know. I don't know how that connects to my brain.
With dopamine?
Yeah.
Well, I think it kind of just like help you regulate it better, like your dopamine levels. Like it's more easily balanced.
I wish I could see that.
Which is so interesting. But like a lot of people with dopamine, like I know I've even heard it as the happiness chemical, but like dopamine is usually involved in like that motivation, like reward learning, reinforcement, decision making, movement, goal directed, right? So it doesn't like exactly create pleasure, but it helps kind of drive motivation for something that's like worth pursuing in your brain. So just like, for example, if you smell something sugary, your brain predicts that eating one thing will like be rewarding for you. So then the dopamine will help you motivate you to like go into the kitchen and grab that cookie, right? Because you're just constantly searching for something that's going to be rewarding for you. A lot of people like will say, like you said, like dopamine is lower in people that have ADHD, but like a lot more. And I've listened to a lot of podcasts that have even talked about this. It's like I said, I've been trying to like learn new ways for me to like not use Adderall, but like use other things or like learn other things so I can, I guess, regulate my dopamine levels a lot better. But a lot of the time, like current research is like suggesting that it's more like people with ADHD have differences in how dopamine is released, transported, and used, like certain brain circuits. So like particularly in those that's involved in the motivation and in attention. So that kind of helps explain why like certain activities will feel a lot more difficult than exciting things for us. Like certain things that are more exciting for us will be easier for us to engage in. Like me going to the gym, easy. Love that. I know that's going to be rewarding for me. But like cleaning my house, that's going to take a little bit more mental power. Okay? A little bit more mental power. So that can kind of like help explain why like the things that don't really fill our cup can take like a lot longer for us, and something that's just like easily fills our cup. You know what I'm saying?
And I think it's interesting that I think you and I have a lot of like our ADHD is different because I actually love cleaning my house.
Yeah.
And
I think our reward systems are just different. Like what we find rewarding.
Yeah. So yeah. And I think it's also, I think a lot of women go undiagnosed because it's all, a lot of it is internal. It's not the bouncing off walls. It's not the attention deficit. It's like regulation of all your energy. But anyway, so I don't know. Like one thing with ADHD and medication is like medications don't give you motivation or at all. They just help the signaling between the neurotransmitters. So they, like Sammy said, they just improve how dopamine works in the brain.
Yeah. With that being said too, like I've been noticing a lot of hyper focus. So like I will, like when I do start cleaning the house and I know that I need to get everything done, I'll literally be like working like from morning all the way till night till my husband gets home, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't eaten all day, or I haven't like replied to any text messages, I haven't drinking any water, I like lose so much track of time, or like I just don't think about the environment around me. I'm like focused on that one thing, I'm getting it done, and I like don't even think about or pay attention to anything that's going on in my body. So that's something too that it's like kind of hard to like switch on and off. And then you know what I've also realized too, which is kind of crazy? Emotions. I've like learned from many podcasts that like women, especially with ADHD, can be hypersensitive to things like emotion wise. Like it's hard for us to regulate our emotions, a lot harder. Like if you ask my family, they'll tell you that I like, especially through high school, and it could just even be like me just growing up and like, you know, puberty is so fun. But like even now, like I feel my emotions, which I'm really good at hiding, and I've learned at masking, which probably is a great
That's a
thing
huge
for.
sign, though, masking.
Yeah, but I feel my emotions like so deeply. Like if I'm angry, I am like angry. Or if I'm super happy, like I'm in that moment for such a long time. Or if I'm sad, like I'm like bawling, like crying. So it's not really like a good baseline. It's more like a crazy up and down cycle. So again, shout out to Ian. I literally love my husband much. But I don't know if like you've noticed that at all. But like it's just like an emotional dysregulation I guess have found with myself. So that's another thing is I'm just trying to learn how to regulate my emotions a lot better, and just like breather, be like, why am I feeling this way? And just like smooth it out and really just like sit quietly in my thought. Just be in the moment.
No, I think that's honestly one of my biggest symptoms. One of my biggest signs of symptom. Like, emotional, regulating my emotion. I think that's probably one of my biggest things, because I also feel things very deeply, but I kind of struggle to, when I'm feeling that emotion, to have reason and be like, okay, let's take a breath. Why am I feeling this way? Why do I want to go kill someone right now? Like, literally, why am I so mad? Why am I so happy? Why am I feeling this emotion so deeply? So the more I think about it, like honestly, just throughout this whole episode, I'm like, dang, I hate it so bad.
Yeah, no, seriously though, I'm like, that's crazy. But I do want to say, like I've been saying, I have been listening to a lot of podcasts, and I've been reading a lot of things of like ways that I can make it a lot better. So like one example, I like when I'm in a patient's room, I try to like sit with them and like be in the moment when I'm asking them questions, like, or if I can get them something.
Yeah.
Like if I'm like, what else can I get you before I leave the room? Or like, what is there anything else I can do for you? Instead of being like, is there anything I can do for you? Oh, I needed to get to this other patient's room and do this, while they're talking to me and telling them what I can do for them. And then me being like, okay, yeah, I'll be right back. And then like fully forget. I'll like just sit there, listen to them I'm really like try to tune in and like what they're telling me and not try to like think about other things, but it takes a lot of mental power. And I will say that like it does take time, but I think with people with ADHD, it's just going to take more. And it's just something you kind of have to live with. It's like, it's just going to take more.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Like you're not broken. You're not something that needs to be fixed. It's just, it's going to take a little bit more. Okay. God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers.
And with that,
yeah, I know, but
oh.
like I've noticed, and like me and Sarah have talked about this, like when I first stopped taking Adderall, like exercise, so important for me. Like if with exercise, like it increases the release of that dopamine, the norepinephrine, and other neurotransmitters. So it helps me improve my attention and mood and that executive functioning that I was talking about before. So like, have you noticed like with exercise, like if you like miss a workout that day, like do you notice that mentally?
I think yes, no, that for sure over the years without being diagnosed ADHD, I think that was like, I'm not gonna say it's what saved me because like, but like that literally probably was what helped my dopamine become like just help regulate my brain because working out has probably been the biggest help in every single aspect. And so I think I have like not like I'm not gonna get emotional, but like working out really has probably been what helped me like self-medicate my ADD. So yeah, I definitely would feel when I didn't work out. But the thing is I didn't know what was going on. If I didn't work out, I didn't know it was ADHD, but my emotions were stronger or I was more irritable or I was like trying to eat sugar or so I think my ADHD was just work if I didn't work out. So I definitely like looking back, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, that was
that makes sense.
Yeah, like everything's just sitting together like a perfect little circle.
I know. And then also sleep. I know like with night shift, it can be hard for us, but like if you don't get good sleep, it can make, those symptoms like a lot more severe for sure. And I've definitely noticed that like worsening the engine and emotional regulation definitely out of whack. And then like my memory, I can't remember anything. Don't even ask me what I had for breakfast. Okay, it's not going to happen second head. And then like we already talked about so many times, like protein. Like protein provides amino acids, which also include tyrosine, which is what the body uses to help make that dopamine. So, like eating like a protein-rich breakfast won't cure ADHD, but it's genuinely gonna make your symptoms more manageable. So like supporting that steady energy and kind of just complementing like medication and other treatments that you use, right? Like I said, ADHD people like me like have to work harder. So calendars, sticky notes, phone reminders, whiteboards, visual checklists, or even like just tuning into yourself and be like, have I eaten today? Have I drinking anything? Have I, like I said, like sitting your emotions and being like, why am I feeling this way? Like you really have to be, you're already thinking all the time anyways, so might as well be thinking about that too.
Right.
So I think what's so important for everyone to know, especially with ADHD, like it's not your fault at all. It's just like, it's not like laziness. It's not a lack of intelligence on your part. It's more of like your brain just needs a little extra effort in certain things. So I think just like this knowledge of it is just like one step closer to like you getting, I think like what you want in life. Because I think when I was younger, I was like, I can't like sit still and I can't like have this focus and my emotions were everywhere all at once. But like just remembering like it's just going to take more time for me, I think has just like given me more peace in the diagnosis, No,
I love that. No, I think having those tools, like you said, are important and everyone can find their own tool, and yeah, but I made a list a long time ago of like I call it my new dopamine. But for me, like, I mean, I know everyone's different. So you just have to find what works for you. Like I said, be patient with yourself. You're not broken. Just find the things that work for you and it's all going to be okay.
Exactly. And also remember, we're not doctors. We are not nurse practitioners. We can't diagnose you. This is just personal things that we have found out from learning ourselves and personal experiences. But hopefully like help you out a little bit. But anyways, we have a lot to think about. So
we'll be thinking.
Yeah, we'll be doing some crazy stuff. But anyways, guys, catch you next week.